to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm joined by Peter McDONAGH, who's involved this weekend for the DAZN and Misfits card. He's got someone on the bill. So yeah, talk to me about your fighter, please, Peter.
I never thought you'd been interviewing me on the Misfits card, but like I say, I met a kid a couple of weeks ago called Tempo. His name's Frankie. Tempo, he's called Tempo Arts. 2 weeks ago, and I looked at him in the gym and I thought, this kid can fight, mate, heavyweight. Not only that, I dropped him home not long after, and he's got a great backstory. He lost loads of weight. He was 16 years old. He was, I don't know, about 4 stone, 5 stone overweight. And he wanted to go on that journey of losing weight. And I thought, this kid's got a little bit of a background to him, so I believe I can do something with him. It reminded me of Andy Ruiz when I first see him. I've got to say it, you know, he's got fast hands, good movement. And like I said, this is a marathon, this ain't a sprint. With this kid, I'm only advising him, but I will go down the gym every now and again and have a look at him. I'm busy with my own fighters now, which we'll talk about more later. But back to Tempo Arts, I believe it's going to be a good journey, and I don't just believe he can win. I don't believe he can win the influencers title. I believe he can win the professional title as well. You know.
He just did a bit of pad work in the ring now, and when you said he's a bit like Andy Ruiz, I pulled a face, but then I see his style, and I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, even when he does his pad work, you can't see it as much in that. You see it more when on the night when he's fighting. Like I say, this kid put a pair of gloves on 6 months ago, and he looks more than a 6-month boy, you know what I mean? He looks like he's been doing it for years. He gets very nervous. He's only 18 years old, so he's got a long career in front of him, but he wants to clear up in this, and then he wants to win the British title, we said. So if anybody can try and guide him that way, I'm the man.
Peter, before we talk about your other fighters and what's going on with yourself, as we are on an influencer card scene at the moment, and we're talking about Saturday night, last weekend, was it an influencer fight or was it a professional fight, in your opinion?
What, do you want me to be totally honest? I think it was an influencer fight. I always said about Tommy Fury, he's a Fury, and to live up to that name is massive. But like I say, Tommy's a novice compared to, what Tyson's done, what Yui's done. And like I say, it was quite an evenly matched fight. You can see Tommy had a little bit more foundation than what Jake Paul did. Jake Paul was gutsy, showed a lot of heart. I mean, and to drop him at the end of that fight, they say it was a slip, but to drop him at the end of that fight, it sort of made it a little bit more even. I think if the fight happened again, I think Tommy would beat him a lot easier. I think he was under a lot of pressure. When you've got a dad as John Fury saying he's going to knock him out, it's a lot of pressure, and you've got a brother called, Tyson. But I think you should stay in that and enjoy that. There's a lot of money involved in that. There's a lot of people that be calling Tommy Fury out. Idris Virgo, Tommy Fury. I think that's a good fight.
KSI's there.
KSI's there. There's big fights out there for him. Maybe he wants to go down the route of winning a British title or a world title. But let's be honest here. It's all about bricks and mortar, and it's all about money. Let's be real here. You go down in history winning British titles, but it don't buy you houses.
So, Peter, if you're in that situation where Tommy's obviously begun his journey, looking to go the traditional area, English, Commonwealth, British, European, world title route, but then you've landed yourself in this situation where you've arguably faced the biggest influencer in the world, you've beat him, and now you're going to have other influencers lining up to fight you for millions of dollars. What would you do in that situation? Go down that route or go back to, if you like, more professional boxing?
Well, if I started my career again, I would definitely go down that route. Down the influencers route, without a doubt. Do you know what I mean? Because you could go and eat ice cream in camp when you're doing that sort of boxing. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Fair credit to all these people that are giving it a go, but it's a lot different, you know what I mean? Winning national titles as a kid and, having it the hard way as an amateur is a totally different story to getting 1 million followers on YouTube or a blue tick on Instagram, They've just got a different, I'll just see it as a different platform,
In terms of his older brother, obviously we still haven't got an announcement on him and Alexander Usyk. Does your gut feeling tell you it will happen?
I think it will happen, but there's no way it's happening on April the 26th or whatever it is, 29th. I think Tyson, is he still fighting in 29th?
He's going to fight on April 29th.
I fancy he's going to fight Ngannou on April the 29th. If he fights anybody, it'll be in Ngannou. Who else can he fight? You know what I mean? You know, I don't think he's going to fight anybody else.
Why not Usyk?
I want to see the Usyk fight. I'm a boxing man, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's the fight I want to see. People say Tyson can retire now and he's done. I disagree. I think he's got to beat. I don't think he's got to fight Joshua. I think he's got to beat Usyk, and then it proves that he's the best.
Why do you say you think that fight doesn't happen on April 29th with Tyson and Usyk?
It's going to take building, isn't it? It's going to take more building. Like I say, they're going to both want proper camps for it. Again, I know they're both in camp and they're both training. I think Usyk's giving a lot of mind games at the moment, calling him the belly. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. You know, belly, I'm going to get you. So if he's clever enough and he's that rabbit, it's going to be fast enough. It's an interesting fight. You know, it's a very, very interesting fight. I think he's the best out there, without a doubt, at heavyweight, bar Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's got the attributes to beat him. No problem beating him. But Tyson's mind's got to be right for that fight.
Last one, Peter. Just talk to me about your current stable of fighters. What's going on?
Very excited to be announced as Archie Sharp's, main coach. Richard Sawyer's still involved. He was with Archie 21 years. They brought me in. They said to me, "Will you come in and get involved?" And I said, "I will, but I've got to be number one coach. You know, I've got to start bring the sparring in and just take Archie to that next level." For me, Richard's done a great job with Archie, but Archie now needs to be shown how to bring the magic out in himself, and I believe I'm the man that can bring the magic out in him. And fight announcement very soon, and I'm very looking forward to start my journey, really, with Archie Sharp at the top of his game.
Well, hopefully that fight announcement is an eliminator, and hopefully he gets a world title shot by the end of this year. That's the plan, I'm sure.
Without a doubt, within 12 months, Archie Sharp, not if, when he becomes world champion, I'll say that sponge is not magic, that water's not magic, yeah? This kid's made it happen. The man on the other side of him has given him 21 years of his career. For me, I just believe I can bring the magic out in Archie Sharp come his next fight and the fight after.
Thank you very much for your time, Peter.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.